All right. Why, hello. It's me. How you doing? It's Wednesday. It's not our usual day, but that's okay because this might become a little bit more common where I just kind of go live in addition to the scheduled Saturday. So, you know, this is in addition to, not instead of. That's kind of important. But we had some interesting stuff happen today. Oh, a lot of work stuff, a lot of YouTube stuff, some Twitter stuff, just a lot of stuff that makes me think about a lot of things. I'm starting to think that this playlist is a little too upbeat. Let's go to ooh, low key. Low key is a good playlist. Let's turn that on. Hey, what's up, Prism? Yeah, it's a surprise live stream. These are going to be a little bit more common. Well, let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. They're going to be a little bit more common these days. The thumbnail. Yeah, what's up, Mega? Welcome, welcome. The thumbnail is very inspired by the thing I posted about in Discord earlier today. It's like the perfect example of why people just don't get streaming, you know? I was very happy with how it turned out. I was going to just make a recreation of everything is fine, but then I found a few assets and just slapped them together, and I was like, you know what? Thumbnail game's on point. I think the last two thumbnails have been awesome. I actually tweaked the one from this morning a little bit. Just a little bit. Smidgen. But it's nice to know that thumbnails are getting a little bit easier for me. And they're just slowly getting better. Oh, gosh. Just everything about that situation. Once I read it, I've been thinking about it all day. Like literally all day. It's been bothering me. I was considering pumping out a video for it. I really was. But I feel like I've already kind of done the whole VTuber group thing to death. You know, I've probably got like 8 or 9 videos on it at this point. And there are things I could add, obviously, but this seemed like a good opportunity to kind of talk about just people's mentality towards content, right? It's so interesting because I feel like content creation has a special place in people's like mental area. I don't know what to call it. That just they dissociate it from anything that could possibly be like professional. It's so weird. I don't get it. Like, and again, I mean, you guys know me. I stated from day one what my goal is, you know. I hope no one is surprised when I unabashedly shill. But because of that, I also try to interact with other people in that way, you know. Hey, what's up, MeWe Manager or Marmer? Sorry, the name was a little blurry on my screen. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. And just this whole I considered putting the name of the group in the title. I don't mind putting it in the act, you know, talking about it. The group we're talking about today is Vstars. It's one of the bigger, smaller ones. I know that's like an oxymoron, but you know, it was one of the bigger groups that got attention, but not big enough to become an actual thing. Grifter Saga win? I don't know. Grifter Saga. The heck is Grifter Saga? Or do you mean, wait, I'm so confused. I am confused, but oh, you see, it's time to discuss the thing. Yes, it is. Welcome, Caro. Yeah, what is Grifter Saga? I'm confused now. Oh, when you do start showing, oh yeah, of course I'm gonna chill. But okay, so we're gonna go on this side tangent real quick, just because I've been thinking about it. I do think that there's gonna be some interesting possibilities. Yeah, that we'll go with that word. Possibilities with the new model, because I'm kind of thinking about making it its own thing and having that, like, that model is always in character and it's just going to be a total sellout, that's like the whole point of the model in the first place, you know, like that's what it's designed around. I mean, for God's sakes, it's got sellout written across the jacket, you know. Like, that's the whole point of the model. But I have some funny ideas. Hopefully I'll be able to do it in an amusing way, because like there's a fun way to like sell out, and then there's like you sold your integrity and everyone hates you kind of way to sell out. We're not going for that one. You know, we're avoiding that. But I don't know. I can talk, I promise, but we might actually be going over some of the stuff for the new model later tonight. Kind of depends on how things go. I don't know. I'm in a really energized mood right now because, again, I've been thinking about this whole Vstars situation all day, and it's such a weird. No, I got that you were being playful. That's all good. Don't worry. I didn't take it offensively or anything like that. But no, it's this whole Vstars thing is so interesting to me, which, by the way, they've nuked everything. They're gone. Like Twitter, it's all gone. It's just all gone. Like they exploded everything on their way out, and that's probably the best response they could have done, is just nuke everything. It would have been more interesting, but also probably more sad if they had stuck around to like try and fight it, I guess. But what did they do? Well, the main thing they did is they made a post on Twitter that called out their community, saying the reason, what the heck, music please, the reason why they didn't succeed is because their community abandoned them, which is such a poor take. Like, I get it. You can feel frustrated that people don't support you. If you all left right now, I would be very sad. But at the same time, like, I would be upset that I wasn't entertaining enough to keep you here, or like interesting, or, you know, teaching you enough to keep you here. But I wouldn't be upset at you, you know, like that's the thing. That's the difference, is like, it was a giant post. We could go through and read it. Because I could pull, well, let's see, I'll probably have to find it, but, well, it's just, I understand it. I get it. I get where their frustrations come from. I mean, I've felt those frustrations. Everyone who has done this has felt that frustration, right? Like, when the numbers aren't going your way, it sucks. Like, it really sucks. But that's a part of this. You can't always be growing. That's just not possible. You know, even people like Dream or Mr. Beast, like, they do have portions where they're not going as fast as they were. And at some point in time, they will plateau. It's inevitable. You know, it's part of content. That's just kind of what happens. Let me see if I can, well, voice crack. Let me see if I can find it again. I'll have to find the Wayback Machine look. the Wayback Machine link, because, and the only reason why, because I don't mean to do this to like make bad of any of the people involved with Vstars. It's just, I just don't want you guys to make this mistake, because this is a great way to nuke yourself. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. All right, I found it. Let me just get it pulled up. Is this the right one? Okay. We're not going to read the whole thing because it's super long. But what we will do is we'll read like the first paragraph or two, because this is the important part. Why is League of Legends still open? Why can't I close it? Whatever. We'll deal with that later. Okay. So let us pull this up. Because like, again, I just want to make sure. Whoops, that's the wrong button. There we go. Okay. So here is the Twitlonger. You know. So this is what they said. The community has dealt its final blow to us. We built Vstars from the ground up for one cause, and that was to benefit the community as a whole. We've moved it. Let's do it like this. No, let's just, there we go. Perfect. That's better. Every move we've made. Hey, what's up, Dr. Rab? How you doing? Welcome. Every move we've made has not been in service to any one of us, but in service to the community. We spent countless hours, spent a ton of money from our own pockets. We've worried, cried, and raged over this project. We've put our personal aspirations aside for this. Stopped creating content, stopped streaming to provide something amazing. We put in all this work for you all. And here, so that part, fine. You know, that's a fine intro, like explaining some of their passion, I guess. But this next part is the problem. We've now learned that this was all for naught. We've learned now that the most important thing about the indie VTuber community, once you stop being useful to someone, they drop you immediately. Our talent auditions finished, our engagement dropped. Once our talent auditions finished, our engagement dropped to abysmal levels. Our workshop, I'm kind of covering some of the stuff, so sorry. Our workshops, our events, our standards, or our posts were met with little or no response. Simply no one cared. We were fine with that mostly. It sucks to put hours of something into like a workshop idea, a social media, sorry, my own phone's in the way, campaign of some kind, a stream, etc., and get zero support out of it. But it was what it was. But it was what it was. We knew we'd take a hit. Like I said, this goes on for a while. But the important part to take away from this is they felt betrayed by the community. Probably, and again, I'm not really familiar with everything that went on in this situation. I saw the fallout from this post and it made me think about a lot of things. Realistically, what probably happened, because this is what usually happens, is a group of people got together and they were excited about an idea. Because they were excited about an idea, they wanted to make it into, you know, something that they could make their job. That's like why everyone ever gets into streaming videos, whatever, you know, like for most people, they would love to do this as their actual job, or at least that's what they think they want to do. What happens after that point is the reality of what not only doing this job and running a company on top of it requires. You know, I'm just going to be completely real here. Like running a company, because I am a higher up at the company I work for. I'm not running it per se, but I help make a lot of the decisions there. It is incredibly draining. And the job that you originally started off doing, you're not doing anymore. The same is true for content creation. Like if you're forming a group to try and build up a community, inevitably someone's time is going to be doing that. That's just what's going to happen. Because if someone doesn't spend time doing it, everything falls apart. Now, generally, these types of groups form when individuals who have their own aspirations, their own goals, their own metrics or whatever they want to hit, group up because as a group, they think that they can boost each other into various places. That is true. Collabing is a very known and proven way to help grow, but everyone needs to be on the same page with it, or else you get some really bad stuff to happen internally. It'd be the same as if, I picked, 4 random members from chat here today and said, you guys, you 4 are now, like, we're forming a group. We're all going to teach each other things. We're all going to grow together. We're all going to do this and that and this. When in reality, I need to be careful how I word things here because I don't want to come off like a total jerk. For the most part, many people that are my subscribers typically have less subscribers than me. They have less reach. They have stuff like that. If I was the one running things, I am giving a lot to the group by trying to teach you what little I know. And I'm not claiming to be an expert or anything like this. And remember, this is purely for example. I'm not trying to get too big for my boots. Also, hello, Quinn. Welcome. How you doing? But then what can happen is, let's say that 3 out of the 4 start growing really well and the 4th one doesn't. The 4th person can start to get a little bit bitter because their numbers aren't quite as good as everyone else's. I wish jealousy didn't play a huge part in people's thinking, but it does. You can be the best person on earth. It will still hit you sometimes. And like, it sucks. It takes a lot of mental restraint to get over that. And like, even if they're your best friend, it can still sting. Now, if everyone was on the same page and like they see one person struggling and they come to help out, that's the best case scenario because everyone's still learning and they're seeing like what affected this person's channel or whatever they're doing, and they help them grow. And because of that, everyone learned together. That's not usually what happens though, is people, like, groups tend to have a superstar or 2. Not all of the group does well. And because there's one standout and the rest don't, sometimes that builds a lot of resentment to the person leading the pack. And if the person leading the pack is the one making the decisions, sometimes it can feel unfair to everyone else underneath them. And just people don't think about a lot of these intricacies when working with other people. Everyone wants streaming and collabing to be just this fun endeavor that everyone can enjoy. That's just not how it is. Now, if you build up a rapport with someone and there's someone that you really like streaming with, like in my case, I love showing up on Camille's stream. Camille is welcome anytime to show up on here. Like, we're really good friends. But that didn't happen overnight. That's like 9 months of talking, to the point where we know each other that well that we know what each other's about. And so like, if for some reason there was like an idea that we had that like, oh, we could do this. We know a lot about, each other, and we could make it work. So like boy bands, there's sometimes one guy who isn't everyone's favorite. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Oh, that kind of resentment isn't what people expect, So I've actually been approached 3 separate times now, by the way, to join various groups. I have said no every time. And we're not talking like Niji Sanji Hololive. No, that's a very different scenario. I'm talking about like these indie groups. There was a water themed one that I can't remember what their name was. There was a group that approached me and then never gave me more information. So that must have dissolved. And then one was a group of friends, but each time I said no, because again, like the things that can cause these problems is people aren't ready to treat both their content as a business and a business as an actual business. And we've seen this time and time again. Now, I'm going to mention a few names here. This was the best case scenario probably for a group disbanding. People in the community might know Jusagi-chan. He's a great guy. He does a lot of good marketing tips. Super chill dude. I don't know him personally, but I like his content. We've talked a few times. And they were going to start up a VTuber group called Isekai Inc. Well, the JCC, and then it became Isekai Inc. But over the course of some months, they didn't meet the goals that they had set for themselves. They decided they weren't going to do it anymore. They're still good friends to these days. And that is the best possible result for like a failed endeavor. Everyone knew what they were doing going in. And because of that, no one really got hurt on the way out. It was great. They're still friends to this day. They, you know, they talk, they do all that stuff. They're great. They're a good group of people. Jusagi, Ellie, and Booster, check them out. They're good. They're good fun. I think they're mostly on Twitch these days. I don't think any of them are on YouTube anymore. But anyways, what I believe happened with Vstars, and I don't know the ages of anyone involved, but supposedly one of the guys running it was not above 20, which I have nothing against young people in charge, but experience is one hell of a teacher. There are a lot of things that can happen if you're young and you're starting something off new, and like you can make decisions that you don't recognize are really affecting other people, and that's what really sucks. Now in this case, it doesn't sound like the group was too bad within themselves, but I think they just didn't have a healthy view of like their interaction with their fans, right? You're getting DashCon flashbacks. Not quite that bad. Not near. DashCon was a special type of, I don't even know what to classify DashCon as. It was just bad. it was something else. But it's just, the Vstars thing just felt like they had misplaced expectations for what they were trying to do. Hello, Risa. You went to watch their content recently. They had so many things that could have been better and fixed. Yeah, that makes complete sense. They had audio that was spiking, music too loud. And see, but so Risa brings up an amazing point here. Like, this is exactly what the problem is because Vstars wasn't looking at themselves as like a problem. They couldn't fix it. That's okay. So I don't have it up here anymore, or else I would turn on my webcam and show you real quick. But there's a saying that I'm sure I pulled from somewhere. I have no idea where I did, but it goes simply: if everything's my fault, I can fix everything. That's a statement that I try to live by. And like, I'm not trying to be like, you know, oh, woe is me, I'm terrible or anything like that. But if you can't recognize and look at yourself in a, like, critically, at least a little bit, you can't ever fix a problem that's there. You feel like they put in a lot of effort. Yeah, that's such a good statement. You feel like they put in a lot of effort, but they don't put in the right kind of effort. Risa, that is like the mantra of the VTubing community. And I don't care if people clip that. There are so many people in the VTubing community that are willing to work themselves to death. And I don't get it. Like, the grind is real. Pushing out content is a struggle sometimes. Like, motivation can be difficult, but like, if something's not working, you have to look at why. You have to be able to take that step back and look at why it's not working. Like, that's actually the entire point of the video I put out today. My best example of this is I made a 30-minute video, you know, went over every aspect of VTubing. that video literally took me the time of probably 5 to 7 videos. I could have made that into 5 to 7 separate videos. But you know, I was like, this is going to be such a good thing. It's really amazing. And somehow at no point in time did I take a step back and be like, you know, what if I just made these separate videos, you know? Why am I putting in so much effort to try and make a half-hour long video entertaining if I don't need to? I could have stopped. I could have stopped at any time. But no, I didn't. I just pushed through because I was like, no, this is what we're doing. And put it out. Awful. Like, I think it's bottom 3 video right now. It might even be bottom 2. Video I did in an hour because I was super excited about it. Number 1. It's the number 1 video on the channel. By like, this is why you got to work smart, because literally an hour, maybe an hour and a half total of work is out. You know what? We're going to go on this tangent. And also, yes, Kiro, I think a lot of people think big names companies came up out of nowhere over the span of a few months and don't realize every other aspect leading up to it. That is very, very true. My 30-minute video was the way I discovered you. Yeah. Well, so I still don't think it's like a bad video. I just think it's not great. But like, this is, yeah, we're going on this tangent real quick because this is the difference between working smart and just working hard. Like this is how drastic of a difference this can be. So let's just go, we'll just look at the last 28 days because why not? Okay. So let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. So you see that video, that is the most popular video in the last 28 days at 5,571 views. That took an hour and a half to watch or to make. It's a 1-minute video. That's all it is. And now let's just scroll down. Let's see if we can find it. Some of these don't count because those are from the previous month. But let's see if we can find that video. It's probably like in here somewhere. No, it's not even in here. It's somewhere down here. Well, the point is that one good video. Oh, here, we'll just compare it to another video, you know? One good video brought in 5,000 views. One okay video brought in 100. I could have made 50 of these and not even come close to the success that this one did. That's how important it is to work smart, not hard. It's crazy. You honestly didn't know that VTubers have been around for years? Yeah, they've been around for a long time. It's just they finally got a popularity boom, and the ones that were already doing it got that huge surge. Like, I think even, what was Iron Mouse's statistics? Iron Mouse's statistics were she was sub 50 viewers at the beginning of 2021. Oh, Carol, you can't remember. You're number 2. Oh, I love you. Just sponsored. Wait, what's the difference between sponsored and, I don't know. Ah, second member. Let's go. Sorry, I'm really happy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh gosh, my train of thought just got lost because I was happy. Oh yeah. Yeah, VTubers have been around for a long time. It's just the thing that people don't recognize, especially about VTubing. You just the join in the corner. Ah, yeah, let's go. Well, I appreciate it. I really do. I didn't think I'd get so happy at members, but here I am, you know. I love it. Enjoy those emotes. No, it's a good derail. I'm okay to be derailed by memberships. Trust me. You had thought that the rise in popularity was because people spent more time at home during the pandemic. Hi, Turbo, and welcome. And also, hi, Angular. I saw you. Don't think I didn't. That definitely helped. I think that helped with the rise of streaming in general, because, you know, 2020 and 2021 was crazy for streaming. It was huge. But I think what really made VTubers take off was the fact that now you can just do it. Like, think about just a couple years ago, having a model made at this, like, even my model's not even like super high tier. It's definitely a really good one, but it's not like top tier. I don't even want to know how much it would have cost me to have someone make this. This would have been ridiculous. It would have, not to mention even finding someone to make one, right? Like, I think we just hit that perfect curve where VTubing was just easy enough to get into, because it's been around for a while. I actually streamed as a VTuber 7 years ago, whenever FaceRig came out. Yeah. Because believe it or not, guys, this is not my first show or my first rodeo on YouTube. I was doing YouTube I did YouTube for an entire year, like 7 years ago. And when FaceRig came out, I was so excited that I used it for a long time. But my computer had trouble running it, so I tried it for like 7 to 9 streams, and then I gave up because I couldn't play anything. It was that bad. I was running on a little tiny laptop, and it was just, it was bad. It was real bad. But that's the real issue, is that's why there's always like a sudden boom in some cool technology when the availability of something and the ease of use like intersect. Because you could get, you know, models for a couple years, but there wasn't really anything easy to run them on that was English. Like, VTubers have been a thing overseas for a while, but the thing that made them accessible to English viewers is the technology, like the applications. And I actually attribute a lot of that to VTube Studio. There were other programs. I'm not going to say that it's the only one, but VTube Studio really was like the first big program that like was easy to use. It was pretty no nonsense. It's really cheap, like comparatively, and it just works. And like that led into a whole bunch of other things. There's actually a new program that I wish it was in English, and I wish the company that was making it had a better payment structure, because there's a new program. It's so awesome, but like, I can't recommend it. I'm so sad. Hello, Alulaj. Welcome. Yeah, and the fact that VTube Studio, okay, can I go on? Can I go on about VTube Studio for just a second? I mean, you guys know me. I don't shut up about it anyways, but the fact that VTube Studio not only lets you like use it just because you can, the fact that they let you develop things, and the developers straight up like, yeah, you can charge people for it. You can sell it. I don't care. Like, it's so nice. It makes me so happy. Like, seriously, he's so good. It's just, Tenshi, hit me up. Sponsor me, please. I'll promote your product till the end of time. I promise. Oh, it's so good. It is a little bit of a CPU fiend. I will admit that. But overall, like, it's the best program you're going to get. There are others, but like, Actually, do you guys want to see this other program? It's only in Japanese and it's really cool, but there's a problem with it. One that I'll show you it's pretty obvious. It's a really cool program and I'm so sad because it has the one thing that everyone wants. You can connect to other people's instances of the program. So you can be on their stream without any of the Discord crap. You can just do it. But it's so close to perfection. It's so close. Yeah, they added the room feature that everyone wants. All right, let me pull it up. So, oh wait, shoot, what is the name? I always type in the name wrong. Let me just check my YouTube history because I was actually looking at it right before stream. Oh gosh, it's so freaking close to being amazing. Just not. It trips at the finish line and it makes me so sad. And it's because of the pay structure. That's literally the only thing that's an issue with it. All right, so the name of the app is Nazima Live, who I know does a lot of stuff, or the company Nazima does a lot of other stuff. But here we go. Oops, did I just kill my music? I did. Oh well. We'll deal with that later. So here we go. Here we are on Nazima. Oh, I don't have translate on this one. 1 second. Let me find the link on Google. Okay. There we go. Here we go. So Nazima Live. This is just their phone landing page. So here is their app. Oh yeah, you can buy models on here. As well. So like there's a lot of cool, you can buy models and assets. This is all in Japanese. But the problem is, let me see if I can find it, is their payment structure. Their payment structure is the worst. The fact that they have one is really bad. So like the main feature is rooms. Other than that, they have like a little bit more. Do the models include character rights? You know what? That's actually a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I was browsing around on their store earlier. Let me see. There's not a filter for it. It probably depends on the seller. So it might be the type of thing where like you click on a listing. Okay, yep. Okay, here's an example. So here's the character. Why doesn't this auto translate? I have the translator installed. Okay, well, whatever, it's not doing it. But this right here says for sale of use with secondary creative content. You can't distribute it. You can't use it for commercial use. That's what's something down here is saying, I guess. You are required to credit them if you use it, things like that. So, you know, it's the selling site is whatever. If you guys want a site where you can buy stuff, Vtuber.gg. I don't know why I keep doing that clicking thing. It's like a habit now, a bad habit. You can buy artists. You can buy artwork and rigging here. It's awesome. It's run by Iron Vertex, so it's pretty good. But anyways, so back to this. The main feature of this is it has rooms. That's what I wanted. I wanted rooms. And oh, another feature, you can also use a mouse to move the model's head around. That was another big feature. That's another huge one. Let me pull up the video for it. Because this will show off some of the things I'm talking about. I was so excited when I saw this like a month ago. And then I saw the payment structure. And then I was sad because it could be good, but no one, why would you pay $5 a month for this when VTube Studio exists, right? Like that's the real issue. Okay, so here's Nazima. So let's see. By the way, I love Himono Sensei. She's awesome. Okay, so the room that, oh wait, go back. Where's that picture? There it is. So you can have up to 8 people in a room. 8 people. Like, that's awesome. People would kill for that here, you know? That would be such an easy sell. So good. And then let's see, there's, oh, let me make it full screen. Yo, Genesis, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. How you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. So I'm kicking the music back on real quick. Okay, there we go. So we got 8 people in a room. Let's see, let's mute that because it's just showing her like the animations. You can toggle a bunch more about the speed. There's a bunch. This is just all the parameters and things like that. That's the same as VTube Studio. Oh, here we go. So here's the pricing structure. This is the problem. Oh, hey, Axel, how you doing? Yeah, 8 people. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Genesis. I'm doing real good. So here's the pricing structure for this new Live 2D app. It's 550 yen a month or 5,280 yen a year. So that's like $4 to $6-ish per month, depending on if you pay for it all up front or every month. And that's for that's just to use the program. And that's for indie creators up to 1 million yen. But still, it's $5 a month. Like, now maybe this is me. If I'm paying a subscription for a program, it had better be well worth it. Like, it's got to be something that I couldn't live without. Because $5 a month to a lot of people is not an insignificant amount of money. It's currently not an insignificant amount to me. Like, I just spent a whole bunch of money on stuff that I definitely shouldn't. Well, I actually shouldn't say I definitely shouldn't have. But, you know, it's just, it feels bad because I don't feel like this is going to get any attention here. Because again, VTube Studio exists. And Carrot, you do bring up a good point. If it helped you earn that $5 or more, you'd be up for it. Rooms is amazingly tempting. It's, oh my gosh, it's so good. But not many people are going to do it. Now, it might be something that, like, you know, you do it for, like, if you have a bunch of collabs come up, maybe you give them $5, you use it for a month. But then you're swapping programs for a month just for collab features when, yes, while it's annoying, you would have to use Discord. You still could use Discord or other options or OBS Ninja or whatever, you know? You could. I'm sad. I was so excited. And the thing that kills it for me is you can't even play around with it for free. It has a 40-minute time limit unless you pay for it. And then it shuts off. And that's only on the phone. You can't even... Oh, like what? But you could. Oh. RayTube Studio win? Nah. Okay. Well, okay. So what's funny, you say that jokingly, but here's the deal. I actually was working on a PNG program for a little while. That's why VTube Studio or VT Chaos hasn't had that many updates recently. I was working on a custom program. And then I realized that Vtube Mini exists. And it's everything that I'd want to do with a PNG program. So I stopped after I'd already put way too much time into it. Like way too much time into it. But you know, it is what it is. I don't think I have the programming capability to make a program like that. Like my experience with the stuff I've done is I know very little. That's a gigantic bruh. Do you guys want to see how far I get? Well, this actually isn't as far as I got into it. Let me see if it's here. It might be in a bad, not workable state. Because if it isn't here, I could show what it does, but oh no, okay, it's not even running. I probably changed some code. But what I did, hey, what's up, Angela? It turns out to make a PNG tuber program is actually like really easy. Like really easy. But to make one that works well is a completely different matter. Like, oh Lord. Oh, just bad news bears. But you know, it's something that's crossed my mind, and honestly, if I ever got to the point where like I was making good money on YouTube, it's something I would consider, because I would like to have a program made that could do like all three, you know, could do PNG, 2D, and 3D. Now that's ambitious, obviously, but it would be nice to have like one central unit, but that brings with a whole lot of problems. That's like a way down the road project, like super far down there. I don't like, oh gosh, I don't even know. I don't even know how much effort and work that would take, and money, because like that's not something I could do. That's something that a programmer would have to do, because just trying to learn how to do all that would be awful. But that is something down the road. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. I don't know. I have a lot of fun ideas of stuff I want to do with VTubing and how I want to try and like help improve it and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on other VTS alts like PRPR? I've looked at them. I actually own PRPR Live. I thought about doing a video on it, and my thoughts are, every time I sit down to like look at a program, my thoughts are always, but VTube Studio can just do this. Or if there's something that one program can do, it's something that not many people are going to think about. The cat. Oh, you guys want the cat? Sure, I'll swap to the cat for a little bit. Why not? Let's bring out the cat. All right, we got cat out here now. But yeah, it's just VTube Studio really is just the best. And there's not much, I really hate to say it, but there's just not a whole lot of competition for it. Like, I know VUP can do some cool stuff. PRPR Live is probably the closest, but it requires a little bit more work. And like, there are other options. Like, you don't feel like you have to use VTube Studio. It's just, I don't know, why would you pick anything else? That's kind of my thought process. It's too good. You think the highest point is that covers app, it can cover live 2D and 3D, Insta rooms, accessory? Yeah. HoloLive's app really is the best of the best. We appreciate kitties in VTube Studio in this household. Oh gosh. Covers app is an in-house app that they don't really share with anyone. The black thing? Oh, that's a leech. The leech is there because we're making a leech VTuber. Hey, Genta! How'd your stream go? I popped in for a little second to say hi. And then I left to do this, but I hope it was good. We're currently talking about VTube Studio. Imagine the money they can rack in if they sell it. Well, I kind of understand why they don't. Like, I understand why they wouldn't want to sell it, because currently that's one of the few advantages HoloLive still has over everyone else. Like, if you think about it, back in the day, what made HoloLive huge was their VTubers, right? You know? And it's like they have their own app. They've done all the stuff in-house, and it was really hard to compete with them because, you know, they have proprietary software. They're a company. They could afford to hire really nice artists. You know, their production level was at a minimum baseline so much higher than everyone else's. That's not really the case anymore. There are unbelievably amazing models out there that are not HoloLives. Like, almost everything Iron Vertex touches is ridiculous. It's so good. And like, they're easily the top tier. HoloLive doesn't have that monopoly anymore. They're not competing with like people with small budgets now. They're fighting against, okay, you know what? We're going to go on this tangent because why not? HoloLive aren't the kings anymore, or queens, or whatever you want to call them. You know, they're not solely in possession of the #1 spot anymore. What they are is like they're actually being outpaced, in my opinion. Reese, you got Refrigerator by Bryant. Oh, that's awesome. I would love an Iron Vertex model one day, but the pocketbook or checkbook doth not allow it at this time. We'll see. I don't even want to know how much it would cost. Probably way more than I could afford to spend. Oh gosh. You imagine Cover will create a new app to blow us out of the water someday? Yeah, it would be awesome. One could argue that HoloLive and Nijisanji got left in the dust by some indie riggers in the community. Okay, so do you guys want kind of a hot take? I think HoloLive and Nijisanji are being left in the dust by VShojo. And they're still not, like, HoloLive and Nijisanji are still #1, #2 right now. But I don't, unless they come out with some, like, a new game changer, I think VShojo, of all people, is going to pass them. At least here. Now, we're not talking about, you know, Eastern. Like, US, or not US, but English speaking VTubing, VShojo is going to take them over. Like, they're going to slowly beat them out. Now, there are individuals of HoloLive who are exceptional, and like, just because they're not going to be #1 doesn't mean that they're any less impressive, you know. But I really want to see the results. Is like, I really want to see the results of the VShojo auditions, I want to know the talent they picked up. I want to know who's joining the crew. Like, because that to me, that's a real show of what their future plans look like. Because VShojo, as it stands right now, is a collection of a lot of people who came together. You know, it's individual creators that came together to form a company. Now that company is trying to expand, so what they expand to is going to be very important to see like what direction we're headed in with them. So the reason we have the illusion of cover being outpaced is because Hololive is branching way out of the classic streaming. They are doing giant multimedia projects. Actually, Angular, that's the only reason why I think they would stay in the game, is because of those projects. I've stated this for a very long time, that I don't understand why Hololive and Nijisanji try to take over the video production aspects of channels themselves. That does not make sense to me, because and maybe my perception's warped, but in the world of streaming, the person is the brand, not the company who hired them. You know, like, think of any big streamer. Like, let's think about, you know, just because she was talked about a lot, Valkyrae, 100 Thieves. You don't think about, like, 100 Thieves is an afterthought of Valkyrae. Valkyrae is the brand. 100 Thieves is just the sponsor. You know, that's kind of how I view it. And so companies should be taking the opportunity to really enhance their brand, not themselves, right? Like, if you have someone who signed on with you, if they get bigger and they have to, you know, mention you every once in a while and things like that, you'll get bigger as a result. But you shouldn't like take over the video portion of that to do yourself. Like, I'm talking about like the Nijisanji clips, the Nijisanji highlight videos, all that stuff. They should just hire people to do it on the talent's channels. They get a portion of the revenue anyways. You know, it's not like, I don't know what their contracts are like, but it's not like they can ever leave. We've never seen that happen. I don't think. Maybe someone can correct me, but have we seen a Hololive talent or Nijisanji talent leave and keep the channel? To my knowledge, that's not a thing. The closest we have is Kason, you know, but that was her own channel. Like, she already had that. So like, if the channel's gonna die with the talent anyways, like, just enhance the talent as much as you can, you know? I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Yeah, it's not their character to keep, but that's exactly the point. Is okay, let's say that, you know, Cat Raelice here is not my character to keep. Let's say that I'm being, you know, whoever hired me to do streaming or whatever, this is their character. It seems like it would be in their best interest to try and get this cat to be the biggest character they possibly could, because it's theirs. You know? Like, if it works out for me, because the bigger I would be getting as the broadcaster, I'd be making more money. The company would be making more money. It's like a win-win scenario to me. For like the clip compilations where it's like a bunch of different characters, that I guess they do that to try and like enhance their overall brand. But that seems less effective than just letting each individual person have like video editors and things. Because with how popular they are, they'd have to pay for themselves. You know, like if they're getting 50,000, 100,000 views from their little shorts they're putting out, you know, I have to imagine that that's more than enough to pay editors, right? And it's like a net gain. They get bigger. It's a different type of content. They get spread out. They get spread to more people. You know, it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just too set in my ways of thinking, but that's just, I think about that a lot. I think about that so much. Way more than I should. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all my thoughts about growth and all that they're just misplaced. They're out of date. They're not. Is that it? Everyone actually could pay editors like how Ame did, but somehow the others don't, mainly because of their insanely busy schedules. I feel like you could pay people to do that too. Like if we're talking about the success, like if you're Gura, right? And this is how I think. Because if I could afford to pay an editor to edit my videos, I would in a heartbeat. Like my editing quality is like a good beginner level, right? Like I'm nothing special. But if someone could make the like videos in the style that I kind of do, and I could afford to pay them, I would. Oh, I would in a heartbeat. And like you could do them to like set up stuff for streams and things. Like they're streaming is so much of a business. There is something that you could have other people do. Yeah, you might not be making as much money, but just think of how much time you would save in a day, right? Like if I have to set up some stream stuff, you could pay someone to just do SEO for you. Yeah. You're just saying since Ame did means that there's no restrictions on paying editors, but since the others don't, there must be a good reason that they won't disclose due to reasons. You know what? That is fair. And that's the thing that you always have to keep in mind when talking about companies where you don't know the contracts, right? Is you never know what goes on behind the scenes. Dirt Soup, hey, welcome, Julius. How you doing? There's just too much that goes on behind the scenes, you know? I'm sad because I actually reached out to VShojo twice and tried to get an interview with them. You know, just because I wanted to try. Hey, what's up, Nonpon? How you doing? I reached out to them. I emailed both the founders, you know, just being like, hey, these are some really interesting questions that a lot of people actually, let me just pull up the email. I'll just do that. That sounds like fun. Well, I'm not going to show my email because I'm not going to show you all my emails, but I will read what I wrote because I don't exactly remember the way I phrased the questions, but oh wait, does it? Oh no, because it was on their site. Hold on. Did I save the questions anywhere? Oh, I'm going to be so sad. No. Oh, I'm so sad now. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay, well, basically the two questions was, I wondered how talents get paid. Or no, sorry, how the company got paid. And then, oh, what was the other question? It was a good one. It was a really good one. I forgot. Something to do with merchandise, I think. Something like that. It was a good question, but I obviously forgot it. So maybe it wasn't that good after all. But, you know, the point is I reached out. They didn't say anything back. That's fine. You know, I'm a nobody. I have 1,000 YouTube sub. Well, actually at the time I had like 800 and something. I think 900 maybe. I don't know. Maybe I had 1,000. Something like that. I'm a nobody in terms of the YouTube sphere. So I tried to tempt him and be like, hey, I made a video about your company that has 5,000 or 4,000 views. Do you want to give me the time of day? Only one and only time I've ever tried to use my clout to get something. And it was just an interview so I could answer more questions that people were asking me. Because I would love to like be able to just sit down and like have a nice conversation with these guys. Like it could even be off the record, or like you know, they could make it so I'd have to be super vague about anything I said, right? you know, stuff like that. But it was just, it'd be so interesting. Because like running a talent agency is not something I personally think I would like or be capable of. Did I state that I had a kitty avatar? No, I should have. Dang it. I should have, but I didn't. That's my bad. Oh, wasted opportunity there. Absolutely wasted. Oh, what's going on? But talent agency is something that I would love to like potentially consider, you know, somewhere down the line, but also not really, because, you know, looping it back into the title of the stream after, you know, an hour-long tangent, it feels like there's just so much junk that already comes with just running like a business, because you kind of should be running your channels as businesses. You're running a talent agency, you're the talent. It's true. It's true. I'm running a company of one. I'm the only employee. Technically, I am running a company though, which, okay, this is another side story tangent, but my company owns my YouTube channel for all intents and purposes. I actually do have a company. It's a registered company that owns all of my streaming equipment, everything, because I used that to write off a lot of taxes. Boy, howdy, did I write off a lot of taxes because I could report things as losses when I bought them. I actually have to pay tax this year though, which makes me sad. I'll have to pay like, you know, $4 in tax or whatever it is, because I technically have made money. You know, all, what am I at right now? All like $7, $5, something like that. Yeah, MeWe, that's what this is. The company, quote unquote, that owns my channel is an LLC. It's like a registered thing. But what I found out is that the company I was paying to kind of keep up on it didn't actually file correctly this year. So I had to call the state government and be like, hey, can you file this, please? I would really appreciate it. Because YouTube was yelling at me like, your tax information's incorrect. I'm like, I'm sorry. Oops, where's the right one? There we go. They keep yelling at me, and I have to wait another week before it finally goes through. I can't do anything, YouTube. You have to wait a week. Be patient. I'm sorry. So I had to take care of that today. Let's see. I'm considering auditioning for a new VTuber agency for the first round, actually, but nerves, and I've never streamed before. I can realistically wait a year before trying to audition. Chibi Party, you should just start making stuff. And I don't know what agency you're looking for, but you should really, you need to be making stuff yourself for a while before you consider joining someone else. You're just going to be better off because you'll know what you're getting into. That's the real thing. And you'll avoid potential fires like what happened with Vstars. Oh gosh. You'll learn the joys and frustrations of having a community. Mostly joys, sometimes frustrations. So usually the frustrations are things that you inadvertently caused. That's a topic all of itself. Yeah, and it will also help out your portfolio. I remember my first audition video I made for Niji Sanji. The only time I ever applied. Oh, baby. It's pretty bad. Just good times, good times. Even if you will never discover who they were before, most of the big names who are part of a group of companies did at least a year of content creation before. Yep, that is exactly true. In fact, I don't think there's anyone that's currently been hired who hasn't been doing it for like less than 2 years, it feels like. Maybe someone in the Nichi-Sanji crowd. Maybe. But Hololive, I think everyone under their belt has at least 2 years. Some, like, probably even more in some cases. It's kind of funny that, like, so, you know, experience is the best teacher. The biggest Vtuber was making videos for a year before they went pro. It's true. I mean, what's kind of crazy is, like, you never know people's history, right? Like, we might know the surface level history. Like, I know I've mentioned this before, but even my history. Now, there are videos that I made when I came back to YouTube in September of last year. I have like 5 or 6 videos that I made. They're all like VR chat based or other things based that I was still trying to get back into the swing of things. But before that, I have over 100 videos that are from years ago, like many years ago. And they're privated. They're never seen the light of day again. So, like, even if, you know, someone might have only been doing stuff for the last 6 months, you have no idea if they've been doing stuff under another name somewhere else or what else they've been doing, you know. But it's probably pretty safe to say that they're only going to hire the best of the best. And I think we've seen that now. And actually, we have undeniable proof of that, because the Japanese auditions for Hololive, or was it Indonesia? Which place was it? I think it was the Japan branch. They forewent hiring anyone this time around for their auditions because they couldn't find someone that they liked enough. And you have to imagine, like, some really talented people applied and they just didn't pick anyone because they weren't up to their standards. That's the kind of cutthroat industry that is Hololive and Nichi-Sanji, you know? If you want to be at the top like them, you got to be the best, because they're just going to pass by everyone else. So it's an interesting thought process to get through. And that's probably why they still succeed, right? That's why they're still around. That's why they're doing well. Is because they only afford to look for the best of the best. And that is without mentioning some IRL stuff. Like, imagine someone who's only started to upload covers for 3 months, but has 3 years of professional training. Yeah. That's a great example as well. And I mean, we all know who we're talking about in this case, but you know, it's stuff like that, you know. And like, another great example is, like, what about someone who worked in film industry, right? Like, someone who worked as an editor for, like, on a big film production, right? Imagine if they started streaming. They could probably make stuff that looked amazing. You know, things like that. There's so many different aspects that can happen and that we just don't know about. But that's also what's kind of awesome, is you can still make it even if you don't have those, you know, that 3 years of professional training, or, you know, you've been doing this for 8 years. You can always start. Now, you might have to temper some of your expectations. That's definitely true. But it's never too late to start something that you think you might enjoy. And in fact, this is kind of, I mean, this is why I started streaming again, why I got into content, why I feel so happy with myself right now. Despite all the times that YouTube and content and everything makes me frustrated or annoyed or elated or upset, or, you know, any any gambit of emotions, it's because I'd regret it if I didn't give it a shot. And by giving it a shot, I mean, I have to go all in. If failing, if I gave it my best, is way better than always wondering if I should have gone for it. That's my secret, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's too deep for a stream today, but those are my thoughts. Yo, Ray, I'm gonna go to sleep, but it was nice to hear you as always. Have a good night. Hey, you have a good night too, Mega. Or Lee, sorry. I always instinctively read the first name of people's name. Wait. You know what? We're just gonna run with it. I always read the first name of people's name. We're running with it. Oh my gosh. That's so dumb. Oh, it's so dumb. Okay, whatever. There's a professional video editor, presumably professional artist / graphic designer too. Won't say though, but damn, they're like in god tier skill set. They're the jack of all trades, master of all. Oof. I wish I was like a god tier editor. Oh my gosh. Dude, people are so awesome. People are amazing. Like everyone is so good at so many different things, right? And there's always someone that can do something better than you, but there's always something you can do better than anyone else. It's so interesting, you know? You only fail if you give up. Exactly, Quinn. Exactly. There's another reason I want to try auditioning. That's another reason I want to try auditioning, because it's better than not trying. Hey, worst case scenario, you just go try it, you know? You try it, and if you fail, you just keep on building up your portfolio for next time. It's legitimately how insane they got that talent. It do be crazy. Yeah. And that person can sing, produce, write lyrics, record, and mix. Yeah. Look, some people are just built different, you know, for whatever they're doing. It's just, but you never know where that's going to go in life. Sometimes, you know, something you're really good at leads to nothing. And other times you do something that you're like kind of okay at, but then you've discovered you're amazing at, you know, and that becomes your thing. And like, you can build success off of it. There's just so many different avenues in life, like recording content, music, jobs, everything. There's just so many different ways in life you can go, you know? The most important thing is the person themselves. Personality sells it. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you're gonna watch who you watch because you like how they talk, what they do, how they interact with other people. That's how it is, you know? Like, you can't convince an XQC lover to all of a sudden love someone who's like super timid and quiet, like artist streamer, right? Like, they're there for different reasons, you know? Oh gosh. The funny thing is, that person is often seen beating themselves up because they think they barely deserved it. Like, excuse me, they're one of the most hardworking people I've seen. Well, so here, I'll get into that in just a second. Sometimes it goes nowhere. I've seen talented people waste their talent and never use it. Very tragic, and that's why it's so important to at least try. Exactly. You always regret anything you don't go for. Even if it ends up terribly, you at least know that it ended terribly. You're not stuck wondering, like, seeing someone else who tried something you did and being like, but I could have done that. Why didn't I do that? That's like so much worse. Yep, you miss all the shots you don't take. But the thing is, Angular, you brought up a very interesting point. There's like something that everyone unanimously suffers with on content creation outside of some select people, and that's imposter syndrome. You hear it all the time from everyone. Like that they're not worthy of the support they receive. And I mean, you're talking to someone who's pretty egotistical. I have never tried to hide that. But like, it's crazy because it hits me. I consider myself a pretty, I try to be less self-absorbed than I am, but I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm pretty self-absorbed. Like, surprise, you know, who would have thought, you know, but like a lot of it comes from why you make things in the first place. Because there's the part of you that always wants to, you know, get that more success, get the more popularity, have everyone love you. And then for other people, or other people have different parts like I do, where I try and make all the content I create around things I wish I would have known. Sharing the lessons I learned so that you don't have to make the mistakes I made to learn the same lesson, right? Like that's kind of the overarching theme of the channel. I mean, I think in probably 9/10 of the videos, they start off with, I tried this thing, here's what happened, you know? Like, that's how it all starts. This may be hot takes, but a usual pattern I've seen with people that have imposter syndrome are very nice people or exceedingly talented and hardworking people. Maybe it's just me. It's the thing that really kind of hits you when you're, I think it hits people most who make content for other people, right? Like it is crazy. Okay, give me a second. Gotta compose myself a little bit. Okay. It is crazy that you can have an impact on people's lives to the point where they thank you for existing. Like, God damn it, I'm not allowed to be emotional on stream. But often, the people who are the nicest and hardworking people don't get told that enough in their regular lives. And to have like people tell you that you're awesome a lot, or even just once, is fucking awesome, guys. It's ridiculous. And like, just, that's when imposter syndrome can kind of set in. It's because like, you feel like you sometimes have more of an impact on people's lives than you feel like you should. And when they show you that kind of like a lot of support all of a sudden, it's hard to deal with it because you're not used to it. Like, okay, God damn it. Making me get emotional on stream. Gosh dang it. I'm not supposed to be the emotional one. I'm supposed to be the arrogant, egotistical one. Gosh dang it. But it's a lot of people deal with not getting what they want in life. I think that's a pretty common problem everyone who's ever existed has had. You always want something nicer. You always wish that you could have something a little bit better. And then somehow when you get it, you don't feel like you deserve it. Like, it's meant for someone else. Someone else surely has to deserve it more than you. Even if it's not true, right? Like, the definition of hard work and what everyone puts in is, it's so radically different for every single person. But it can just feel really weird. And I don't know why. You think you could be able to be like, yeah, I did a good job. But that's not often how it works. It's, I also think a lot of people don't appreciate themselves enough. They don't recognize what they can do. We all spend a lot of time focusing on what we can't do. And some of that comes from good places, right? Like friends telling you like, hey, maybe that isn't a good idea. Or parents, you know, trying to help you out with school and push you off to certain ways of life because that's what worked for them and they want you to succeed. But a lot of the time they focus on like the roadblocks and things like that. And you're just told you can't a lot in life. And I mean, I say that too a lot. Admittedly, there's probably a good half of my content, I guess, that is probably around saying stuff like, you probably shouldn't do this. You probably shouldn't do that. Da, 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 da. Like there's a lot of hopeful negativity, I guess, like trying to warn people, but it's, I don't know. It just hits different when you have someone that like, okay, you want to know why I think it actually hits so hard? Now that I'm composing myself a little bit more, I'll still thank you for those kind words, Quinn. I think one of the main reasons why it hits so hard is because we all know what the internet is, right? Like, I'm under no illusion that a random person on the internet has absolutely no reason to give you the time of day. They literally have nothing to gain and nothing to lose by telling you you're terrible at what you're doing. And they have nothing to gain by saying you did a good job, because they mean it. They have nothing to gain or lose. They can just give you their honest opinion. And that's also not something people get a lot of in life. It's like, I'm going to put some of my friends on blast here for a little bit, because this is something that happened to me. And so I've talked about this on stream a few times. I was making a video game with a friend. I was doing all the artwork. It was not good artwork. I can comfortably looking back and say that was pretty terrible. You know, like it wasn't bad for like someone's first attempt, but not good enough to like be part of a like licensed product type thing, you know. Here, let me see if I can find some of it, you know. I think this is a good thing to bring up, because this also kind of plays into it. All right. Let's see if I can find. Okay. So it was stuff like this. Actually, hold on. Let me show you. This one's actually kind of okay. Let me show you some of the bad ones. They got through. Okay, this. Oop. So here's an example of something I did. This was one of the enemies in the game. Not particularly terrible, but like, you know, like I said, it's a good first attempt. But anyone who knows what they're doing, like, they can make something so much better than that. So the whole game, like, that's the level of artwork we're going with here. Oh wait, can I do this? Oh, I can. I forgot I set that up. I can just have that in the corner there. But, you know, I had this, you know, I made a whole bunch of sprites like this. And, you know, like I said, they're okay. But I only ever got positive feedback from oh, what the hell? Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's enough of that. But I only ever got positive feedback. No one ever took the time to be like, hey, you know, maybe you should try improving this, or da 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 da. Like, those are the two ends of the scale. Is there's the people who try and tell you that, you know, generally people who have your best interests at heart, that, you know, this is something you should be worried about. But then you have your friend group who has like a blind support level to you, which is kind of bad. Because, you know, you can't just sell things to your friends, right? And if you did, that kind of make you a terrible person. But like, if that was your whole market, just selling to friends. But, you know, everyone was like, oh, this is so awesome, da 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 da. And then we put it on Steam Greenlight. Oh baby, I got torn a new one. I have not ever experienced targeted hate of that level. It was bad. It was only like 20 comments, because that's probably how long it was on the front page for like 5 minutes, you know? And it was just like the internet unleashed its fury on someone who dared to call themselves an artist, you know? And like, it was bad. Oh, that was a bad day. And that sucked, because that also showed me that, like, well, my friends aren't giving me good feedback either. It's like, so who the heck do I listen to? You know, we got one end of the spectrum who just wants you to take the safe and easy way. They don't want you to take risks because it's scary and you could get hurt. And then on the other end, you have your support circle that just tells you everything you want to hear, you know? And then to loop this all back into the main discussion, like, when you actually get people who have no idea who you are and be like, hey, you did a good job with this. You feel a weird sense of validation. Maybe, well, not a weird sense, but you feel a very strong sense of validation. But it's hard to accept that, like, they actually meant it, at least in my case. That's it. It's hard to accept that they actually mean that, because, you know, I've been told awesome things before, and it's been a lie, you know. It's been one of those white lies that ends up hurting people a lot more than they think. And that's my theory on why imposter syndrome really hits hard, is because you have a hard time actually believing that people want to support you. And when you do find people who want to support you, you kind of struggle to reconcile that. I don't know. That's kind of what I do. I don't know. That was a really long tangent that probably said nothing, but that's just kind of how I think. So, at least for my part, I genuinely appreciate everyone who stops by, because Like I said, you guys have no reason to be here other than you want to be here. You know? Friends are overrated. Lurks back to the shadows. Thanks for showing up, Ryu. But that's also why it's so easy to form parasocial relationships, I guess. That's why streaming is like the best and the worst of everything. Because it's all the fun of sitting down and watching something, you know, on a fairly consistent schedule, right? But then you also kind of get to know the person and stuff like that. Oh, hi, Thorntail. How are you doing? I'm glad you weren't here for all the emotional crap. How's it going? I take it VTuber Senpai stream is over. I popped in for a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. It's just streaming's interesting. Also, that wasn't meant to call you out, by the way. So I realized that means like, well, why were you over there, not over here? That wasn't my intention. Don't take it that way, please. Oh gosh. But can I recommend a video? It's by a channel called Struthless, and it's called The Fear of Success. Oh yeah, I think I've actually seen that. Let me see if the thumbnail. Whoa, that is not how you spell fear. Oh, that was a very different word. D-A-W-R-E, whatever that is. Yeah. I'll have to look that up. That seems like it'd be a good video if I haven't already seen it. There's a lot of videos called The Fear of Success. Maybe I'm just scared and I don't realize it. Well, so here's the thing, right? Is change is scary. Right? Like any sort of change is terrifying. Doesn't matter what it is. Like change is uncomfortable. Doesn't matter what kind of change it is. Like for me, like, you know, change. If I ever got to the point where I could genuinely like consider moving to YouTube as a full-time job, I would be terrified. Even though that's the goal that I'm working towards, right? Like making that leap that's like being at the edge of a cliff and jumping off. That's like the level of terror that comes to my mind, right? And it's just change, but change is so necessary, because if you don't change, you slowly just kind of wither out and you never improve, you never grow. But you can coast by without changing for so long. Oh my gosh, you cannot change for years and it doesn't affect anything. It's ridiculous. Oh gosh. Sometimes I wonder, since I barely stand in any social circles like any, but is bystanding, it's fun looking at people having fun for me and feels weirdly safe. It's because you're kind of getting to experience things without having to take the leap yourself. Like, and that's not bad necessarily. It's like, why do you enjoy watching sports? Because it's fun, you know, stuff like that. Why do you enjoy watching TV shows? That's all fine. It's just if the reason why you're doing it is because you're scared to try it yourself and you genuinely want to try it, big thing. That's when I think things can get a little unfortunate. Streaming is the most human form of entertainment. The bigger a stream gets, the less personal it becomes. That's definitely true. There's actually a great quote that embodies that sentiment perfectly, Quinn. It's relatability brings success. Success kills relatability. The reason why you can relate with someone and like some of the struggles they're going through is because, you know, struggles they talk about are something that many people have probably gone through before, you know? Like being scared to accept compliments. That's something that a lot of people can resonate with, you know, being scared to try something new, being, you know, talking about how something failed, you know, there's all these relatable things that happens to every single person on the planet. That's what the majority of streaming is since you get to know the person, you get to find out what they're going through and what they're doing. And for most people, you can relate to that on some level, you know? That's why it's such an awesome form of entertainment. So good. I watch streams more often than I watch anything else these days. Crazy. I enjoy watching combat sports because sometimes of bone ASMR. Oh. I don't know if I could get behind that level of ASMR. That sounds painful, but oh gosh. Good times, good times. Why is it whenever I do these impromptu streams where I just there's something I like have to say or my mind is going to explode, that these are always the ones that are like so much fun? I don't know. I watch clips from streams, cursed content, or curate. Oh, wow. I saw the CUR thorn and immediately thought cursed. Not curated, cursed. Oh, what am I looking at? What's wrong with me? That's where my mind went, just immediately straight to curse. Oh, I mean, okay, look, I love cursed content. You can't tell me that everyone doesn't love cursed content. It's so good. It's so freaking good. Oh gosh, love it. Oh. It really does sound painful. You get goosebumps from it? Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that kind of stuff. That would just wreck me. I'm a little squeamish when it comes to things like that. The mind is the thing of mystery and cursed images. I mean, to be fair, you know, then our next model is a thing that is just basically built around being cursed and all this other junk. Oh, I'm so excited for when it shows up. I want it so bad. Oh, but it's gonna be like a couple months probably. I'm probably not seeing it till 2022. I mean, you occasionally see the reference sheet pop by in the top left-hand corner. So, now, don't get me wrong. I love my current model. Oh yeah, Leech Chen. She's going to be awesome. I like my current model. I really do. I like my cat model. But this Leech, it's got to be good. Curse content is just great. It's ironically satisfying. Halloween 2022. Well, I'm actually thinking more like January 2022. Well, we'll see how long it takes to get everything done. I also do need to sell some stuff to be able to actually pay for how good I want it to be. Because, you know, on money and stuff like that, that's not something I have a limitless amount of. Hey, Kat, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I'm actually looking at selling my index, I think. I held off that decision for a long time, but I don't focus on 3D enough anymore. I've really kind of just settled into 2D, you know, $20 for it. Kira, that wouldn't even pay for the shipping. Which I'm not looking forward to, by the way. That's gonna be expensive. But I don't know. Hey, Wayward. Welcome, welcome. Thanks. This is my cat. Oh, geez, yeah. Your shipping would be absolutely ridiculous, Caro. That'd be so ridiculous. Nice. Fixing servers is always good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna sell all of my 3D stuff. Can you get a cliff notes on emotional stuff from earlier? Oh, gentlemen, becoming a member. Member number 3. Let's go. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. You're number 3. Let's freaking go. Can you get a cliff notes for the emotional stuff from earlier? Basically, I was talking about self-worth, imposter syndrome, and just feeling, I don't know. Sometimes the support you get's overwhelming. Like in a good and bad way somehow. I don't know. The mind's a weird place, man. But I don't know. Whenever I get emotional, my brain kind of goes out the window and emotion takes over. Is the sketch for design / Raelice done yet? No. The sketch for design for Raelice is not done. I am so sad. Artist has been pretty busy. And so she's supposed to start on it this month. That's all I know. But hopefully soon. TLTR. Life became a telenova about Ray's forbidden love of VTube Studio and cursed images and the nature of the mind and behaviors of streaming. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good TLDR. If I had money, I would definitely be a member. Broke. Hey, don't worry about it, man. Look, I'm just happy you're here. Oh, I am just happy you're here. I've been looking at 3D and VR. You're so concerned you'll jump into that rabbit hole. So, Carol, let me actually tell you something. That's exactly what I did. I got into VR and I was so convinced that's all I was going to be about. That lasted for like 4 weeks. And now I have like $2,000 of 3D stuff that is just going to sit here. So I'm selling it. Because if I sell it, I can make Raelice a really awesome model. And it's going to be good. Because I can't pay for good rigging right now. Basically, I'm kind of putting all my eggs in the basket of getting really, really nice artwork done. And then, you know, either learning to do it myself, which is going to take a really long time, or slowly saving up, like trying to sell some of the collectible stuff I have to pay for it, kind of a deal. Because I kind of blew any and all budget I had for this last year on getting stuff in the first place. And I have no money to upgrade things. So I just need to make sure things don't break. But hey, we're monetized by YouTube now. So that means we can slowly, ever so slowly, start accruing stuff. And you know, that'll be fun. So actually, you know what? Just because we're here, I kind of want to talk about some of the stuff I do want to do, like if more-ish money starts coming in from like ads, because that's always been the primary way I've been looking at making money, is not really through donations or members, though I insanely appreciate them, you know. Is when I started, I really wanted to be, I really wanted to like not make content so that no one would ever have to pay for it, you know, like outside of watching an ad because it's YouTube, you know. That was the goal. That's actually one of the main reasons I swapped away from Twitch in the first place. Fun fact. 2D pod tracking. Oh, that would be sweet. I'd have to probably bug Lua to do it for me though, because I think she's one of the few people who knows how to set it up. That would be awesome. First donation. First, wait, is that a super chat? That is a super chat. What does a super chat look like? Oh my gosh, it's blue. Oh, that's crazy. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's been a crazy ride. Oh, I don't have any alerts for these things. I have to set up alerts. Oh gosh. I'm a terrible streamer, guys. I've been out of the game for so long that I don't even have alerts for this stuff. That's how bad I am. Oh gosh. I'll have to make something for this. You know, pull out one of my cursed things. No, you can't. Okay, never mind. That was Streamlabs again. I think I said this on another comment, but you're an underrated VTuber. It's great talking to you in such a setting. I've never seen an influencer be so caring about its audience. You know, what's kind of interesting, Corey, and actually, I don't think I ever actually welcomed you to the stream. So sorry about this delayed welcome, but welcome. I actually think a lot of people do. In fact, I would argue most people do. I think that the people who are trying to fleece their audience are few and far between, but they're the ones that get attention. You know, they're the ones that people talk about. Oh, wait, is that 10 pounds? Oh, oh my gosh. I don't know what to say to that. Oh my God. No, I'm not allowed to be emotional twice in one stream. You're not allowed to do that. God, gosh dang it. Oh gosh dang it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're not allowed to do that. Oh gosh. All right, well, I guess I know what I'm doing this weekend is making at least some interesting little clip or something that I'll play, because I feel really bad. I don't even have any alerts for that. Oh my gosh. Oh, Dance of Happiness. Okay, you know what? We can Dance of Happiness for you. Boom. We got some dancing. We got some schmoovin'. There you go. We'll do the happy dance. Ooh, the head bob. Actually, the head bob's the classic. I love the head bob. All right, well, I guess I need to finish my VT Chaos prep then, because that was actually the next thing, is since I actually, you know, can test it now, you know, something I've always wanted to make is something that ties into VT Chaos, or that VT Chaos can use when like people do super chat, when people do, you know, become a member, like how it can play animations. That is one of my goals, and I now really have a good reason to try and figure it out this weekend. Oh gosh, thanks man, I appreciate it. I totally lost my train of thought now too. Oh gosh. Oh gosh dang it. Oh, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. No. Colonel, you're not allowed to. Gosh dang it. No. Stop. Oh, gosh dang it. I can't stop you, but I know where you are. You should be. I know what you have to pay for. Come on, man. We'll do the happy dance again. Oh my gosh. You know what's crazy? You guys want to know an inner secret of how much you can do whatever you want with school? No, you can't. I know you have school debt. You can't go giving that away. Gosh dang it. I don't know what to say. I've never been in this position. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm just here. I'm just a cat. I don't know what to do. Oh gosh, train of thought. Well, I was talking about my love for sardines, huh? Jeez. All right. Gosh dang it. Well, I appreciate it, Colonel. Okay, look, guys, look, to put, gosh dang it. Well, or cat, I guess now. Wait, Colonel, have you seen the new model that's being worked on? I don't know if you're aware of it. The train left the station, leaving a pretty... Oh, that's pretty funny. Oh gosh. Yeah, the leech one. It's so good. No. Court, you just told me you don't have money for a membership. Don't give me $50. Gosh dang it. Like seriously, don't. I never thought I would have to be in a position to say this, but like, never. Don't donate or anything. You know, if you guys can't afford it, like, please don't do that. Don't put yourself in a bad position. Oh, you didn't see the final thoughts? Dude, okay, so let me show you the sketch that Angular did, because Angular is crazy. He did such a good sketch, or they did such a good sketch. Sorry, I shouldn't assume, but they did such a good sketch. And you'll actually see it flashed in the top left-hand corner here. Like, it's so good. Any second now. Any second now. Oh my gosh, Quinn, that I don't know, that might even be a little too far for me. That's like too much. But I do have some interesting ideas that I want to do. That's why I'm spending so much money on the art, is because there's some rigging things I want to get done later. But again, you know, it's probably going to cost me a lot, because side models, like the 3/4 view, is not many people know how to do it right. And so I really hope that my artist gives me a good sketch that makes me feel confident about it, because seriously, it's we're pulling out all the stops for this. Also, let me just throw this on the screen real quick, because this is importante. Oh wait, can I just do this? Oh, I can just do this. Habanero, what are you doing, buddy? Okay, sorry. Cat decided that he was going to try and hop into the trash can, and I was having no part of that. Okay, so now there we go. Boom. That's the sketch that Angular did. He did they did an amazing job. So that's the kind of vibe we're going with. I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait to see what I want to see the sketch so bad. I know, right? Isn't the sellout code so good? So Ula, she is a leech. So her whole design is based off of a leech. So that's why she has sharp teeth. Her hair is not actually hair. It's like I don't know I don't know what to call them. I've been calling them blobules. It's not a great word, but it's the best I got. She's going to have a gold chain that has a $sign on it. She has earrings that have the Twitch like symbol. Her hairband will actually have the YouTube play button on it. On her zipper will be the Facebook like button. Like when I say sellout, this is going to be super sellout. Green screen. You know what? I hadn't thought about that, but there's a way. Well, actually, no, that actually won't change how I do things. Because, you know what? I might as well talk about this. Do you guys want to know how I record videos, or how I will record videos with green colored characters? I just use the transparency mode in OBS to put it on some other background. Does she have a SoundCloud? Oh, you better believe she will. Also, welcome, Darkwaski. That I hopefully I got that right. Yeah, there'll be a color that works, I'm sure. Will she have her own VTuber group? Oh, she really should. Oh, that'd be like the ultimate shill. So far, like we're just making it as much of a sellout as we could. You have to get back to grading. Have it going on. Hey, thanks for dropping by, Colonel, and thanks for all the stuff. We need to hang out soon. It's been a long time. Like it's been a really long time. V-shills? Oh my gosh. The talent manager of V-shills. Oh, that's so dumb. Oh, I love it. V-shills. Oh my gosh. That's so good. At that point, Ray will end up owning an agency for her before realizing. Oh gosh. I don't know. She's going to be fun. She's going to be fun. But like I said, she's a very far down the project. Because I know how long, because I've worked with this artist before. And they do good work. I mean, they did my original model. And so I know it'll be... Oh, and also you'll be able to take her jacket off, by the way. And her belt has clout in gold letters written across it. That's a hidden feature. Oh, I was too amused. Oh, it's so stupid. What a walking meme. I know, right? But that's like the whole point. We actually made this on stream. Like the reference sheet for this. Not last stream, but the stream before that, we made her on stream. Like it was like a 4-hour process of just taking an idea, refining it, changing some things. Like it's so good. Angular was there leading a lot of it. We had a lot. That was actually my most talked in stream ever. There was like 600 messages or something ridiculous. Most interactive stream I've ever had by a long shot. It's crazy. Oh, it's so much fun though. It was just, oh, it's so good. It was so good. Ah, fun times. Yeah, that's the, oh, and her name, for those who don't know it, is Raelice S. Clout. Oh gosh. Guys, there's something wrong with me. There's something very wrong with me. This is the type of person that I am though. When I have an idea in my head, I have to make it. Because if I don't, it just sits there forever. It never goes away. I have to make it. Oh, so good. Oh. You've ascended to bottom left. This is it. You're gonna be top tier by Christmas. Just fire up a TTS program until. Oh wait, hold on. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I wrote a TTS program. Let me see if it works. Wait, it just sits there in the corner. Wait, what's in the corner? Wait, what? Wait, I'm confused. What's in the corner? Wait. The cat? Oh gosh, I'm so out of it. Sorry. What was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna open up. That's right. I need to see. Oh, I had to make my these realities. Oh gosh. Okay, well let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. What did I call it? I think this is part of Project PNG. Oh, okay. Okay, ready for this? Hello, I'm Raelice.
Hello, I'm Raelice.
Oh, I need to mute myself for this. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, we're gonna do this correctly.
How are you all doing today? Doing fantastic.
There you go. No, that's Google voice recognition. I wrote it. It was really easy, actually. Listen, man, I would love to stay longer, but I have school tomorrow, so you need to sleep. Hey, you have a good sleep. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Oh my god, it's the next Zentrea. No, it's just using Google recognition. I can show you the code. Oh, Camille, hi, how you doing? Welcome. How you doing? Oh, I see you there. Nice to see you, fellow cat sibling. Let me just show you real quick. That is, yeah, there it is. That's the code. That's literally it. It just runs through Google Sound or Google recognition, and we're done. It's not as robust as Zentrea's, but Quinn, oh my god, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, guys, you're gonna make me stream more often. I'm not used. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, everyone. This has been crazy. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Is it a speech? Is it like speech to the robot speech, or is it text to speech, like a voice modifier? It's speech to text to speech. So the way that my program works is I say something to it, it waits a second to make sure I stop saying something, and then it says it back to me using the Google voice recognizing program. Did I tell you that I joined and left that one group that's being set on fire right now? I left at the very beginning before it took off. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. Is that, oh. Is that why you were trying to avoid it all day? I'm sorry. I didn't want to like push it on you, but it was something that I felt like should be talked about. Oh, that's so interesting. I didn't know. Good on you to get out of there. Dang. Yeah, Vstars. Vstars went up in flames today. They yeah, Vstars kind of went up in flames today. Can you download it somewhere? Sure. Ula, if you want to join the Discord, link is in the description. I can put the code in there after stream and it should be able to just run. Right now it only runs one sentence at a time. So it's not like I haven't built it to be fully functional because this was more of a test project for me, but if you want to play around with it, go for it. I'll put it in like the random stuff channel or something afterwards. Honestly, okay. Well, Camille, that's so interesting that you were a part of it. And that's, yeah, because we were talking about that earlier. That just, we were talking about it from the perspective of like their final take, because that's the only part that we get to see, you know. It's their final take was so bad. Like how could you blame your community? You know, like if your community doesn't support you, like that's kind of on you. Like you did something to piss them off, you know. That's what we were kind of talking about earlier, is ultimately like if your community abandons you, it's because you did something, right? Their Twitter feed has been up and down. Isn't their Twitter gone? They nuked it earlier. I don't know if they've restored it. I know, right? That what every community does. Well, it's the whole debut culture of VTubing. The whole debut culture of VTubing is everyone shows up for the special event and then they're gone. That's just how everyone works. Like that's nothing new. There's one I wanted to join the channel legitimate, but I didn't get things ready in time. No, this is a different group entirely. Well, don't feel like you should mention it. I'm not gonna like put it on Lamb Blast or anything. We're just talking about Vstars because of the take they gave. My intention of talking about it wasn't to like start a huge drama or anything about any of the members. It was just to kind of put in perspective that your attitude towards your community should be that they're people, and you know, if they leave, it's because they, you know, there's a ton of reasons. They're people. They could have left for any reason. It's up to you to do your best to try and keep people entertained, keep people interested. And that's really the point I wanted to get across, is like your mentality should be focused inward on improving, not outward for support. That's what we're looking at today. So like I said, my intention is, I know, hey, cat, get down from there. Oh, there they go. Sorry, my cats were climbing on something they shouldn't, and they knew it because the second I like stood up, they jumped off and ran into the other room, and now they're slowly working their way back. They're like, okay, we know we were in the wrong. It's like, okay, buddy, thanks. But yeah, that was my intention, was just, it just really concerned me, the tone that it gave off. And like a lot of people hopped on the hate bandwagon for them, you know, and it's just something about how they worded things that I really wanted to get the point across, because, you know, especially with some people that are really kind of straightforward with their goals and ambitions, it can get taken the wrong way. And, you know, it's just, yeah. Clearly they haven't grown to maturity. Yeah, but you know, that's kind of how it is though. Like, I feel like everyone goes through something like this at one point in time. You know, they kind of figure out, like, anyone who's trying to do it just for community support realizes very quickly that that can't sustain you, you know? Like let's say that today, like, guys, today's stream has been absolutely insane. I have never received this much support in the span of such a short time. Like, that's me being as real as I can with you. Today's been absolutely crazy. Like, you guys managed to bring me to tears twice on stream, and you're not allowed to do that. but like, I shouldn't expect that, right? Like, you shouldn't be forced to expect that from your community. You know, it's not healthy, because then you're relying on someone else to make yourself happy, you know? And like, you got to be doing it for you. You have to be doing it for you. Because if you're not, like, you're going to crash and burn like Vstars did, you know? Because only your passion is the only thing that can really shine through to people, especially with streaming. Videos, it's a little different, but like with anything you do, people can sense your passion. And if you're passionate about improving and being better for everyone else, that comes through. If you're expecting everything from everyone else, that also comes through, and it's a ticking time bomb, and it never ends well. Even if they get a lot of fame and success initially, I'm kind of a firm believer of it always comes back to bite you. Somehow it comes back. Today's been one hell of a day. Oh gosh. Well, I'm glad that I decided to do impromptu streaming today, because that's not something I usually do, but it's actually been something that I've thought about a lot more recently, because I don't know how many people paid attention, but for the month of October, I was trying my hardest to crank out at least 2 videos a week. And I did, surprisingly, until the last week. That doesn't count though, because I was on vacation. You know, that one missing video doesn't count. But what's funny is I kind of have gone back and forth on streaming versus videos. And I've kind of come to realize that, like, I miss streaming more often. I really do. Like, you caught me on that last week. I don't know, like, because video content, like video creation, does fulfill me. It really does. I enjoy most aspects of it outside of editing, but even editing can be fun, you know? But there's nothing that can really compare to the live stream experience, you know? It's just so different. So I'm probably going to start streaming more. And this is, you know, one of those instances where, you know, maybe we'll shift back into a 1 video a week type deal, and we'll stream more often. So that's the kind of vibes we're getting in on. I don't think I'll ever go back to gaming necessarily. You know, we might do it from time to time, but that's not really what we're about here anymore. We're here to talk about content, talk about, you know, struggles people face and stuff like that. And I don't know, just I don't know, just good times. It just good feels, you know. That's kind of what I'm after. Plus, I'm also sleeping more, which is what I should have been doing all the time. You know, I'm actually getting regular sleep. And I'm losing weight. There's a lot of good things going on in life right now. There's a lot of crappy things going on in life as well. Like doing 2 people's jobs because someone left and I have to do that. But there's a lot of good things too. So, you know, You gotta take the bad with the good and the good with the bad. Just, oh, good times, good times. I just want to say once again, thanks everyone. It was Kiro, Gentleman, Quinn, everyone who donated and became a member today. Not what I was expecting. Definitely not what I was expecting. Not at all. Oh gosh. But sure, you can. Well, actually, I don't know if you can DM me. You might try DMing me. I don't know if you can. I don't know what my settings are. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, feel free to message me afterwards. Oh, just I don't know, guys. Just thank you for tonight. I was already in a pretty good mood when I started things, and I'm in a really fantastic mood right now. Oh gosh. Y'all are awesome. Well, I'm gonna have to come up with. I'm gonna have to make that stream stuff. That's probably what I'm gonna really try and do this weekend, is see if I can get that live and working. Because if I can get that live and working, then I can, you know, update VT Chaos and everyone can use it, and then that'll be pretty sweet. Because that having like little emotes play when people donate, that just sounds cool, you know. I've also thought about getting, like, you know how people can do like bits and stuff on Twitch. That's another thing I really wish that like someone could figure out how to add to YouTube. Maybe like a custom program, like plug in with Streamlabs or things like that. I don't know, but I'll have to think about it. But oh gosh, today's been crazy. I don't know. I don't have many more words. I kind of got it all out, you know. It was an emotional stream. It was a good stream. There was some good information. We had a good time. Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep plugging away. I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to keep hopefully giving you guys stuff that you enjoy. Because that's all I can really hope for at the end of the day. Is to make stuff you guys enjoy. Because when you guys are happy, I'm happy. And I think that that's a formula for success that anyone can use, you know. So I'm probably gonna end stream before I get emotional again. By God, that will not happen three times in a single stream. I refuse. But once again, I do want to say I appreciate all of you, and I really thank you for making a good night into an unforgettable one. So crazy. Third time's the charm. Apparently there are a few things in the offering so YouTube can keep up with Twitches. Yeah, YouTube does have some cool stuff coming, just we're not sure when. Gift memberships being one. That's the big one. That's on its way. but we're not sure when it's coming. Well, I'll be back here Saturday morning at our usual time then. But you can probably expect to see more streams pop up in the future, especially if something like this happens again. Which it probably will, let's be honest. There's always going to be something exploding on Twitter, because that's the nature of Twitter. Oh gosh. Twitter's such an interesting place to be, but it's also a really bad place to be sometimes. Oh gosh. Well, so I actually leave my streams public now. So it's just going to be there. Ever since we swapped to these more informational style, like where we're talking about events and content and things, I've decided to leave them public. So you'll be able to watch it in its entirety if you want to. Also, welcome in. Sorry you're catching the kind of tail end of things here. There's a lot that happened in this stream, that's for dang sure. Twitch and YouTube are both chaos. There's no winning side in my opinion. I used to be just a YouTube fanboy, but these days, you know what? There's things that work on both platforms. And my skill set happens to be better for YouTube. That's just how it worked out. Camille, who's in here somewhere, maybe, they're good on Twitch. So, you know, it's at the end of the day, try everything, and if you find one that works, you know, go with it. Because, you know, Twitch isn't going anywhere for a while. I do think that YouTube is going to be the better on long term, but that could change, you know? Yeah, Camille did bring up a very good point. Monetization is very, very good on Twitch. That's for sure. It's really good. And it probably is better at forming a community, but you know, I'd like to think I've done a decent job here on YouTube. At least I hope I have. I hope I'm building something that you guys like being a part of. That's one of my main goals. I mean, if the sheer freaking support from today isn't enough to show that. Seriously, guys. For once in my YouTube life, I was genuinely blown away. Like I never have been before. Which is, it's still not quite real. But who knows, maybe that imposter system we talked about is going to hit real hard tonight. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'm just going to enjoy it. Oh gosh. So good. Well, I do think we're going to end up winding it down here. Once again, just wanted to say thanks to everyone. It's been one hell of a stream. And, you know, keep on the lookout. We'll have more videos coming out soon, and we'll have our stream on Saturday. Hope to see y'all there. And so, whether it's the morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever in the world you are, I hope you have a good day. And I will see you all on Saturday. Maybe sooner. Who knows? Bye-bye.